Well, we got to talk about weather impacts, but first, did you see those floods behind Miles in his report?
Yeah, sure sign that spring is in the air here, Brad.
Man.
It's like March turns and all of a sudden you start seeing all the trees start budding, and that's why the pollen's so high. We're going to see a lot of that pollen blowing around tomorrow. Because here's the thing, this system heading your way, obviously you see the thunderstorms, but I'll tell you the winds all around it, ahead of the system, within the storms, and even behind are quite strong. Dust storms in parts of Texas right now on the backside of the system. And wind is the biggest story with this, and I got to emphasize this, even outside of thunderstorms. So don't just expect to see strong winds when it's storming or raining. This is going to be all day long. Though when the storms are over us tomorrow, you see the timing, everything in orange there, that's when we'll see the worst winds during the morning, early afternoon hours. So let's go hour by hour. Southerly winds. While you're sleeping, you're going to hear the wind chimes going. You're going to hear branches banging against the house. Anything not tied down or put away is going to blow around. So if you got the trampoline in the backyard, secure that thing. If you have the trash cans out, secure them, throw a rock or something in the bottom because they're going to be blowing around here in the next 24 hours. Lawn furniture, all of that stuff. Because as this line approaches, it's going to mix down these really strong, what we call low-level jet, which is a jet stream that's lower in the atmosphere, around 5,000 feet. That mixes down to the surface when you get strong thunderstorms. And right there at 8 to 9 in the morning, really, over the Charlotte area, then pushing east. So we're getting into the later part of the day. The sun will come out. It'll be warmer east. That will allow for more of a tornado risk in eastern North Carolina. For us, by this time, the winds will still be howling, but the sun will be out. So don't get tricked into thinking, hey, it's sunny and gorgeous. These winds will actually be very strong throughout the day and into the night as the cold air spills in with, yes, that is snow in the North Carolina mountains. The highest winds in the mountains might actually be tomorrow night into early Thursday. Winds are everything. That's our biggest impact. Small tornado risk, especially east of I-77, but much higher as you go into eastern North Carolina. This is the wind risk tomorrow. Everybody from thunderstorms, just damaging thunderstorm winds. The hatched area in red, that means significant. That means we expect 70-mile-per-hour gusts, most of our area in that 15% range. Tornado chances 2% in yellow, 5% in orange, so much higher risk off to the east. And I know you hear that percentage, you go, seems kind of low, Brad. Well, remember, average tornado risk on any day is 0. So 2% is a 200% increase over a normal day. So a huge uptick there in the chance of storms with tornadic storms, primarily east. Here's all the wind. Look at the wind with the front. I mean, that is a huge surge of moisture moving in as well as wind. But even on the backside, once the rain ends, the winds are still howling. This will be full sunshine here by this time. And look at those winds. Watch the mountains, though, as the northwest flow picks up. The highest winds actually start to develop late tomorrow into early Thursday, and they'll stick around through the day on Thursday. So huge wind risk. And that means, yeah, power outages definitely a good possibility because anytime we get winds like this with our tree canopy, you're going to see branches into power lines. So a high risk for some power outages. So make sure you charge everything up tonight. Make sure you're prepared for scattered power outages during the day. Talked about those trees. They're gorgeous. They're also going to be blowing a lot of pollen around. So the pollen levels will be sky high here the next couple of days. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. We want you to stay weather aware and alert tomorrow morning for the winds. They'll be around all day this weekend. Don't forget, we set our clocks ahead 1 hour. We go back to daylight saving time. Next week, you want some spring fever. Look at that. Temperature is pushing 80 degrees for several days, the middle of next week.
All right, Brad, thanks for that extended look as well.